Okay, welcome to Incognito TV. Sorry for the little faux pas there. It looks like OBS was giving me some grief, but I think I've got it all sorted out. If you're noticing any audio problems, please let me know in chat and I'll try to get them fixed as soon as possible. This is episode 3 of Staircase Buddies, where we focus solely on the staircase method of improvement. And if you're not familiar with the staircase method, well, it's a sort of unique way of going about learning to be a better macro player. And I'm of the opinion at this point in my StarCraft journey that, for me, one of the biggest problems I have is macro-oriented. There are times in my gameplay where I notice that, well, I'll be microing an army, but my macro falls off, or there are critical moments where I end up being supply blocked, and being supply blocked at certain times is really bad. It's always bad, but especially when you really need to be cranking out units so that you can stay alive or mount an attack, that's no good at all. And the staircase method breaks down the whole game into its most simple forms and then adds complexity as you pass from one step to the next step, which is why it's called the staircase method. It was created by Jack Attack SC2 on the Team Liquid forums, so if you're interested in that method, the easiest way for you to get there would be to click on my schedule in the Twitch panel, which will take you to the program guide on my website. If you click on Staircase Buddies, I give a little summary of the method myself and provide all the links that you'll need to start on your journey toward being a better macro player, which is where I'm at right now, and I'm sharing that process with you. Let's go ahead and just as a demonstration, I'll show you how to get that information and make sure that I have everything I need up to go ahead and start staircasing tonight. So I'm going to switch over to my browser view and bring that on up. Let's make sure that that's visible. And 1 second. It looks like it should be working, but I don't see it changing. Buttons. Pushing all them buttons. Just trying to figure out why my browser plugin is not displaying my browser. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to close my browser, reopen it. Yep, there we go. Okay, so if you're interested in the method, you can head on over to incognito.tv and click on the program guide and Staircase Buddies. Bam. And here we have, a little summary on the method. I embedded the introduction video that Jack Attack put together and provide a little summary of how to do it. I've got a little simplified workflow for those that are brand new, and all the links right here. You'll need access to this Google Doc and GG Tracker. Okay, and GG Tracker is a website where you can upload your replays, and it does some calculations to figure out certain statistics or metrics about your play, particularly focused on your economy and your macro. Okay, I'm gonna unclick this button real quick because I need to put in my login information, and I don't need to be broadcasting that to everybody. Even though it wouldn't reveal anything very interesting, it's just not cool. Okay, so the idea with this staircase method is that everything gets simplified at first. For Terran, that means you're just mining minerals and you're just building things that cost minerals, which, mostly involves Marines, and you're encouraged to be very aggressive with those Marines. And the idea here is that you pick a target, like I want to be I want to be Platinum League by the end of the season, right? So by January, my goal is to be Platinum. So I pick the metrics for Platinum, the average for Platinum players. And the average, and those averages are the spending quotient, so, your average unspent resources over time, and it calculates adjustments based on how far you are into the game. It's not like a static thing that you always have to have 500 unspent resources or something like that. It adapts because the economy of the game changes as time goes on. And it also measures your saturation speed, right? And what that refers to is when you drop down, a base, whether you're Terran and it's a command center, or Zerg and a hatchery, or Protoss and a Nexus, it starts calculating how long it takes you to get that base fully saturated with income, workers, so that you get your maximum potential income. And it looks at the averages for your target goal. So, my goal is Platinum, so I'm looking to overshoot that. I'm going to bring back up my browser and I'm going to show you GG Tracker. Bam, there it is. And the idea is that you must pass 4 out of 5 of your last few games in order to go to step 2. Now, what we notice here is that I've got, replays from the last few shows up, right? The last few Staircase Buddies things. And you can see that I'm really close. I'm way overshooting my spending skill, so like I'm doing a good job spending my minerals with the Marine only, with this step, with step 1, right? And my saturation speed is above my goal as well, except for a couple of times, right? And even though everything else looks amazing, these few times where my saturation speed was bad disqualifies me from going to step 2. Alright, so we're going to go back to the main camera, and let's talk about that for a second. So I'm doing my staircase method practice on the ladder, and I believe that is the only place really to practice this way, because if you go into a game with some AI opponents, you're not going to be experiencing harassment. You're not going to be experiencing any of the things that are going to happen in a game that set you back in terms of trying to fully saturate a base, or spend your minerals or your resources in general effectively, right? So if my target for spending quotient or spending skill or saturation speed is above Platinum, well, then I need to actually do that. And the averages are taken from replays, and it's reflective of the ladder itself. So practicing on the ladder is a big deal. And the funny thing is that when you do this, and you especially when you're at like step 1, I've been up to step 3 and I'm going back and doing it over again because this is a great practice. When you're down there in like step 1 and step 2, you get a lot of interesting and fun interactions, and people have a lot of comments. Some of them, take it in good fun that you just mass marined them. Some of them, want to try to criticize your strategy as if it was a strategy for that particular game, and that's all good, and that's fun too. And as a side benefit, you get to sort of disassociate yourself from the outcome of a ladder match, which, if you're new or struggling, or even if you're not, and you find that you underperform on the ladder because you maybe have a little anxiety about it, or you get especially frustrated, going through a process that specifically, disassociates you from it is helpful, right? It doesn't mean that we don't want to have any feelings about our play or any feelings about our outcomes, but too much is a bad thing. So I found that to be really beneficial with my ladder anxiety, and I don't really have ladder anxiety anymore. So it looks like we still need to do some work on step 1. All right, let's take a look. There's 1, 2, 3 that are fails, and 1, 2 that are passing. All right, so out of those last 5 games, I only got 2, which means we need to go on a pass streak here. in order to move on to step 2. And we're gonna take a look at step 2 just so we have it in mind. Again, only mining minerals, no gas. And once I'm at step 2, then I can actually control my units beyond just using the mini map to attack me. Okay. So not only are the resources becoming more in depth and more like a real game as you progress, the units that you're allowed to use, it gets closer and closer to a real game of StarCraft. But also, adding in that bit where step 1, you don't micro your armies, step 2, you do, that's actually a huge part of where I particularly have problems with my macro play. I want to get in there and I want to make sure that I'm doing my best with my units when they're in combat. And that takes cycles away from thinking about what's happening in my macro game. That takes away cycles from building units, upgrades, dropping supply depots. All of that stuff starts to suffer the more micro-intensive the battle is. So, step 2 is often a hang-up for new or struggling players. So let's go ahead and get into a game. And I'm just going to go ahead and start doing step 1. I'm going to talk through it, and if you have questions, feel free to say something in chat. I'll do my best to respond. And also, my goal for this show is to actually bring people who are interested in doing this practice method onto stream in a game, and we can actually staircase together just to get you used to it and learned up on the method, so that you can then go and practice on the ladder as you see fit. But it's also a lot of fun when you're doing mono battles and things like that, and team games. So I want to keep that possibility open and encourage you to send me a message on Twitch or email me, incognitotv@gmail.com, with the subject Staircase Buddies, and let me know where you're at in your game and why the staircase method sounds appealing to you. And then we'll get in here on stream on Saturday night and go through the process together. And once you're comfortable and having fun with it, then it's up to you to take it to the next level. Yeah, let's get to it. Wow, I've had quite a day today. It's been a lot of fun. I did some more work with Goblin Juggler. If you haven't seen any of our collaborations, we actually did a stream together Thursday night. It's in my past broadcasts. I believe it's called More Thoughts on Learning, or it's from Thursday. So it's the last thing I did. But we both had a good discussion about the process of learning. He was able to visualize some concepts in StarCraft for us, using his juggling, and also, just in general, what it takes to have the mindset to be a continual learner and to always be improving, no matter if that's juggling or StarCraft 2 or anything that you're trying to do. It turns out that my speakers are on, so I'm going to go ahead and turn those off, get my headphones going, because you guys don't want to be hearing weird stuff out of my speakers. I'm sure that I wouldn't want to either. Finish off some tasty homemade kombucha, because I love it. It's good for you. Okay, we're ready to go. We need to get 4 passes, like right now. And this is just going to be Marines. And yep, I'm going to go do this on the ladder, even though I've been making pushes for gold, and you can tell I'm pretty close. This might present some problems toward, getting wins, but you'd also be surprised on occasion. That was not important. I didn't need to look at that. So, here we go. Let's do it. We're doing step 1 of the staircase method. It's an alternate improvement method created by Jack Attack SC2 over on the Team Liquid forums. If you want to check it out, click on my schedule. It'll take you to the program guide and click on Staircase Buddy. I've got all the details you need in there, and I'll try to talk through everything as always when doing this segment. Alright? So basically, the program here is when you've got enough money for a barracks, make it. Get all your barracks making Marines. Make sure all your command centers are making SCVs. Make sure you're not supply blocked. Expand when you're about to fully saturate your first base. And keep that train on a rolling. And the whole idea here is that we quickly saturate our new bases and that we're constantly producing units and spending our minerals. Good luck, have fun, thank you so much for playing. And we're just gonna set some cameras while we're doing this. Yep, there we go. Yep, alright, cool. Doing it. So we're going to do some things that look a little standard here, just because, you know, we have some experience with some builds and know that putting a supply depot down at 10 is really efficient. So we're just going to do that. And I'm going to wall off against my friendly Zerg opponent. Not that I hold out a whole lot of hope of winning this match, because again, this is practice right now. And this is just practicing the art of spending minerals. And making sure that we can identify any areas in that process that we're struggling with so that we can focus on them and get them better. Alright.
Additional supply depots required.
There we go. And this bad mamma jammer is going to make our first barracks.
Not enough minerals.
There we are. Okay. So we're also going to take our orbital command at 15. You know, that looks like a build, but it's just, we know that that's a great time to take it, so we're going to take it. But we're not doing a build, we're practicing our macro. We got to get 4 out of 5 passes for step 1 of the staircase method so that we can go on to step 2. And it looks like that we have enough money for a second barracks, so we're going to go ahead and get that second barracks because we can afford it. We want to keep our unspent resources as low as possible when doing this kind of practice. We're also going to go ahead and get an early supply depot wall off going, just because I don't want to have to deal with any aggression that might be coming my way. Alright, there we go. I can build Marines, I can build SCVs, and we're going to try to keep those just pumping along. You can queue up to 2 using this practice method, but no more, okay? Because that is wasting your resources. It's just sitting there and not doing nothing. You don't want to do too much of the queuing up of units. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and get a 3rd supply depot now.
Not enough minerals.
There we go, and you want to prioritize the SCVs when you're doing this kind of practice as well. Alright? So, when do we want to get a command center? You know what? I totally flubbed on that orbital command. See that? Because we already have enough SCVs. Technically don't need 19. 16 is really the sweet spot. It starts to have diminishing returns after that. We got enough for a barrack, so we're going to do that. And now we're going to float a little bit. We're going to float so we can get our second command center going, which is late even for this practice method.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Just floating. We're going to drop our mule though. There we go. I'm going to build it on the high ground because I don't want to have to deal with any kind of unsafe expanding happening. Alright. There we go. We're spending our money. That's all we're doing. We're just spending them minerals. And then we're going to upload and see if we met our metrics for passing on GG Tracker. And GG Tracker actually has a specific staircase view made special for this method, okay? And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start this aggression. And I can't use any micro, so I'm just attack moving on the minimap. Alright, that's the rules. And we're following the rules because it is put together this way to focus on the bare minimum essentials of these skills. And we're talking about dem macro skills. Alright, we've got enough money. So we're adding on barracks. We got enough for another one, so we're going to do it. We're checking our supply constantly.
Not enough minerals.
Getting that orbital command on our second base. And after this SCV, I'm just going to totally cut SCV production until I'm ready to take that second base. Okay, if I notice that my units are durdling, which they're not, I'm allowed to fix them. And... oops. Little keystroke error there. Alright.
Upgrade.
More barracks, because we can afford them. And we should probably start some supply depots now, because when those barracks are
Not
done,
enough minerals.
we're going to have some serious production happening. And this here command center is ready to fly. It was probably ready a little bit ago.
Not enough minerals.
And we're going to transfer off some of these workers so that we can make the most of our resources. And more aggression. Because that is the name of the game. How are we doing on supply? We're good.
Not enough minerals.
Alright. More aggression. Why not? Keep that production going. You want to keep your spending score as good as possible when you're doing this.
Not
And
enough
drop your
minerals.
mules. GG Tracker also measures your energy usage on your home bases. Command centers, Nexile, all that stuff. It measures your larva inject rate if
Not
you're
enough
Zerg.
minerals.
Alright, how are we doing? Oh. Rally them all over here. We've got enough minerals for more barracks, so we're going to add on to our production capability.
Not enough minerals.
Now, in a real game, you're not going to be adding on all
Not
barracks,
enough
right?
minerals.
This is just isolating things down to their simplest forms. You're going to be adding on more tech. You're going to be thinking about upgrades.
Not enough minerals.
But the process is the same. And right now we're focusing on the process. And it looks like my units are durdling, so I can go and fix that. No more durdling units. Alright. And I can start building another command center because I'm close to saturating this one with workers. So we're going to do that too. And that was a misclick on the mule. You want to pay attention to that. And make sure you fix it, because that's a big old waste if you don't.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, so far it looks like things are going in our favor. Keep
Not
that
enough
production
minerals.
going. Alright, we got enough for more barracks, so we're going to add on more barracks. It's
Not
the name of
enough
this game.
minerals.
Not really, it's the name of the Staircase Methods game. How are we doing on saturation over there? Okay, we can basically cut SCV production and keep the Marines going and keep them fighting. You don't want them standing around. You want to use them. That's true no matter what you're doing, but particularly when you're practicing the Staircase Method like I am right now, you want all the aggression you can to make up for the fact that you have no tech at all, you have no upgrades, but you're getting them Marines that are pumping on out. Okay, no, alright, that's good. Oh, I forgot to start the orbital command on that third. I'm going to use these to bust down the rocks as quickly as possible. Keep that spending a rolling. Alright, we're good on supply for the moment. We're going to drop some mules though, because we don't want to be wasting our energy. We want to use that energy. Feel like I've got new barracks that aren't in the group. There we go, GG. Thanks for playing. Marines for the win. Alright, so winning the game, completely unimportant. That was just, it happened to be a thing, and it happened to happen, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't actually matter for what we're doing today. What really matters is our spending skill and our base saturation speeds. Okay? So now we're going to hop out of the game and go to ggtracker.com. We're going to upload that replay, and we're going to let GG Tracker tell us how well we did. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the upload. Apollon Waste, yeah, that's today, right? November 22nd? Yep. Okay, upload starting. Sometimes this takes a little while, sometimes it's real fast. We'll see how it goes. And now I can go ahead and show you my browser. Here we are, which is really cool. It shows you all the engagements in red. If you've never used GG Tracker, it's cool even if you're not doing the staircase method. But if you are, click on your little profile name here and then enable the staircase view, right? Because this is going to show you exactly what the staircase is trying to get you to, to do. All right. So overview. Okay, spending skill. It was fantastic spending skill. No problems there. Lots of units trained. Lots of structures raised. Work was getting done. But we need to look at our economy. Okay? So, saturation speeds were good. That's a pass. So we're just going to go ahead and make a little note for those of us who are, not exactly fantastic at remembering things. 20 minutes later, going to make a note. Got pass, fail. We got 1 in the pass column. All right, so we need 4. We need 4 to go to step 2, and I really want to go to step 2 because I want to work on micro-macro combination type skills, right? That's where I really want to be, but if we're doing it right, we're doing it right. We got to start at step 1, and there's valuable things to be learned here. Obviously, because I haven't gotten 4 out of 5 yet, there's still improvements to be made. Alright, so let's go back into StarCraft. If you're just joining us, what we're doing is we're doing the staircase method, which is an alternate improvement method focused on macro skills. We're starting at step 1, which boils it down to the bare fundamentals of minerals and anything you can build with minerals and nothing else. And then it measures using ggtracker.com your spending skill and your saturation speed for your bases, right? So my target is platinum or above because I want to be platinum by January. So that seems to make about sense to me. Yeah. Okay, play again. Let's do it again. Again, winning the match is totally irrelevant. Completely irrelevant. What matters is if you pass the metrics or you don't. And, in this case, I did both. I won the game and I passed my metrics. So, double fun, double yay. Nobody expects Mass Marine, as I always said. And again, I'll try to talk you through what's happening in my thought process as far as, executing this sort of practice. We're going to do some things that look standard, and we're going to do a whole lot that doesn't. Good luck, have fun, friendly on it. Thank you for playing. We're going to get our cameras set up, because I love my cameras. Alright.
SCV ready.
Average drummer.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Okay, and now we're going to get out here and wall up. Cool. Thank you.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Yeah.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright, so, we're doing something that looks standard. We're doing a supply depot at 10 because, well, that's just super efficient. We know that from builds. There's nothing in the staircase method that says that. It would probably encourage you to get one sooner rather than
Additional
later.
supply depots required.
There's actually a little formula that they present to you for how to manage your supply depots is in relationship to how many bases you have fully saturated. Alright?
SCV ready.
Because there's a relationship between how much you can produce and how quickly you're going to need more supply depots, right? That may seem obvious to some folks, but it isn't necessarily obvious to everybody. basically, you're going to have more minerals coming in, which means that you can spend more on production.
SCV
The
ready.
more assets you have creating units, you know, the more units that come out at once, the more you chew up your supply.
Huh?
The quicker
SCV ready.
you chew up your supply. Alright, we're going to get our orbital command at 15. Again, that's pretty standard. It's a nice time. And we're going to start a Marine. Gonna rally him into a safe position. Make sure he doesn't come out the other end. And again, we're not doing a build here. We are practicing the staircase method. And I just dropped the ball. I needed to do that a little bit ago, but that didn't happen.
Upgrade complete.
That's okay. We're just going to be powering up. And
Armed and ready.
yeah, you're scouting. That's cool. Bet you didn't know that, you know, only minerals at this time was a valid strategy. But that's not true. It's not really. I got idle workers. How did all this happen? Oh my goodness.
In the rear with the gear.
We are close to saturating, so we're going to float some minerals.
SCV ready.
And he's going, what build are you doing, bro? And I'm saying, I'm not doing a build. I'm practicing my macro.
We hear
It's
you.
all good. Don't worry about
Not
me.
enough minerals.
It doesn't matter how it turns out. I'm still going to go through the process. Win or lose,
Coming through.
it's all good. Why is this guy still idle? Thought I told him to get back to work. Oh my goodness. And we need
What's going
supply
on?
depots. I feel like that guy, wow.
Piece of me, boy.
I'm going to have to look at the replay on that one because I have no idea how those SCVs got so dirtily.
SCV ready.
And we've got enough for a fourth barracks, so you know what? We're going to go ahead and get a fourth barracks.
Not enough minerals.
We're probably going to be a little bit supply blocked.
Not enough minerals.
Just a tiny bit, and we're going to go ahead and queue another one up because
Not
things,
enough minerals.
reasons, as the internet likes to say. Reasons.
Who wants some?
Alright, we're just
Not enough minerals.
cranking out Marines as we can afford them. We're prioritizing SCV production. We've got our second coming. We've got our second coming. Second is on the way. Alright, and guess what?
SCV ready.
We're going to get some more supply depots going.
Armed and ready.
Oh, cancel that, get the orbital command, and then we're going to drop it on down.
This better be
And in the
good.
meantime, we're going to show
SCV ready.
some aggression. Because that's the way we play.
Gangway.
All the way.
Go, go, go.
Alright, as soon as we have enough for another barracks, we're going to do it. And I'm going to get another supply depot going. Drop the mules on cooldown. Okay? We're doing the staircase method of practice.
Not
I need to
enough
get
minerals.
4 out of 5 passes in order to go to the next level.
Boy.
We are ready to drop our second command center, so we're going to go ahead and do that.
Who wants some?
And we're going to transfer some SCVs because we are oversaturated there.
Armed and ready.
Alright. Try not to queue more than 2 when you're doing this kind of practice because it's wasting money. If you're fast enough to only queue 1 at a time, then only queue 1 at a time.
Gangway. Orders coming through. SCV ready.
Alright.
Go, go, go. You want a piece of me, boy?
We're going to go ahead and hit that third because that sounds devastating. Alright, good. Now we can add on, what? More barracks.
Not
No,
enough
this is not a
minerals.
build. This is practicing the staircase method. It's an alternate improvement method for developing your macro skills. It's helped me out a lot. It got me out of the doldrums of the Bronze League.
You want a piece of me?
In case you're wondering why I'm so into it, it saved me from myself.
Who wants
And if you notice your army is dirtling, go ahead and undurtle them.
SCV ready.
That is allowed. You're just not allowed the micro at step 1. Okay?
Additional supply depots.
We're going to go ahead and build another command center.
We could use some
Additional
help
supply
here.
depots. prepared.
And, oh my goodness, we fell behind on
Additional
supply.
depots prepared.
Gangway.
Alright? It doesn't matter that I'm
Not enough
streaming. It doesn't
minerals.
matter that I'm talking. Supply is critically important to this game at all times. And that is why this is a fantastic exercise.
Some help here.
Because things happen. And you've got to be able to stay up with things happening.
SCV ready.
we've got enough for more barracks, so that's what's going to happen.
We could use some help here. This better be good. SCV
And we need to be dropping these mules on cooldown. As soon as this third command center is ready, we're going to be going ahead and getting that down.
Go, go, go.
Oop.
Armed and SCV
Don't
ready.
overqueue. 2 is enough. And by enough, it's probably too many.
Coming through. Who wants some?
We're just going to keep up this aggression. And depending on what he's doing over there, things could be going very badly for us. He only needs a little bit of tech to totally shut this down.
Help here.
That's fine, though. We're not concerned about the outcome of this game. We're concerned about improving our macro play and meeting the numbers of our target league goal, right? So if I want to be platinum, I'm going to be trying to emulate the macro metrics of platinum players.
This better be good.
Alright, I'm going to cut SCV production because I am fully saturated on those 2 bases. And I'm just going to keep up the aggression. Always paying attention to supply, which is plummeting a bit because my units are going off to their death. And we're going to continue to drop our mules on cooldown. We have no reason to be using scans in this sort of practice, right?
Upgrade complete.
Because we're not even looking at the battles. Not even caring at all.
I can't build here. Go, go, go.
There we go. We're getting more. What? Barracks.
I can't build here.
Alright. Where are we taking this third? We're going to take it here. Because that's just... It's not the best place to take a third. But
Better be good.
I don't feel like shooting down these rocks over there. I don't know. Maybe it is a good place to take a third. I haven't thought enough about that yet on this map. Looks like he's got spine crawlers up front just by looking at the mini-map. So I'm going to keep up the attacks on the expansions. Hopefully that'll keep him further behind
Well,
than he'd like to be. Alright. Everything's going here now.
Not enough energy.
This is oversaturated a bit, so we're going to transfer. Yeah. And this is oversaturated a bit, so we're going to transfer. And get them SCVs going over there and keep that marine production rolling.
some help here.
Alright.
You gonna give me orders?
Always spending your money. That's the whole point of this, is to always spend your money and to saturate your bases quickly. Alright? And we're about to be supply blocked. Oh my goodness, again.
Additional supply depots required.
That's a travesty.
Additional not enough minerals.
Alright. We can also start to go ahead and get our
Not
fourth
enough
rolling,
minerals. Additional
because we
supply
are
depots
well saturated there already. Especially with those
Not enough
mules.
energy. Additional supply depots required.
Alright.
By the number.
Especially with them mules. Now this is where things start getting difficult for me to keep up, right? Because you've got multiple bases you're managing, you've got lots of units coming out at once.
Some help here.
It means constantly being on top of your supply, right? So doing this sort of practice just isolates
It's your dime.
what it is that you're struggling with. And I know what it is I'm struggling with, and that's why I'm doing this kind of work.
Not enough energy. Not enough mineral field depleted.
SCV ready.
Did I take out that third again? It looks like I did.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, these guys are going on W, and they're going to go check out this base over here, just because I've got reasons. Keep that production going, keep them minerals down. Oops. Misclick.
Waiting on you.
And now we're going to go shoot some rocks. Alright.
Mineral field depleted.
Looking forward to it. Armed and ready.
Orbital command. We're at max supply, so things really start to get wonky now.
We could use some help here. Gangway, coming through. I'm going.
Not enough mineral field depleted.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Upgrade complete.
Alright, doesn't look like there's anything over here.
Armed and ready.
No, there is now. Keep spending the minerals. Doesn't matter what's happening.
Numbers,
You
boys.
gotta spend, spend, spend. Actually, I'm gonna send W back to that location where the third
Not
was.
enough minerals.
Hopefully we can just deny so much economy that we can come back into this game, because that would be stellar and amazing and a beautiful example of how, despite all the odds, macro can win no matter what. And at some point I'm going to have to start thinking to myself, does this guy have bases somewhere else?
Not
Because
enough
he's going to be
minerals.
running out of money. His main should pretty well be done, as mine is getting pretty well done. Alright?
Not enough minerals.
You gonna give me orders? Armed and ready.
First we're going to go there. Right?
This better be good.
I'm going to set my new camera here because that's where I'm rallying to. It's an in-between spot between my expansions. Makes it a little easier to defend. You can do things that make sense. That's okay, even when you're practicing the way that we are right now. Again, this is the staircase method if you just joined us. This is step 1. We need to pass 4 out of 5 games before we can move on to step 2. And it looks like that base hasn't been retaken yet. So we're going to go ahead and have to push on that natural. And maybe I'm going to spread out some Marines around the map just to make sure that wonkiness is not happening. Alright. Take this watchtower there. Take this watchtower here. And yep, there we go. We're going to set everything this way
Mineral
and
field
start
depleted.
spamming them out. I'm not actually going to be building more SCVs because I have no need to.
Could use some help here.
Why? We got 21 there, we got 19 there, and 16 there, which, guess what? They're going this way.
I'm going.
Alright. Oh, man, I really fell off in my production.
Not enough minerals.
Who wants? Been waiting on you.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright, we're going to go hit that expo. We're going to build
Huh?
more barracks.
Yeah. Yep. This better be good. Will do.
Alright? Because eventually, there's going to be an economy problem for our friendly
Mineral field
opponent.
depleted.
And granted, we're just trying to meet our metrics. We're not really trying to win, but if you can think about what it might take under these circumstances to win, that's all the better for keeping your mind sharp and your understanding of the game sharp. Alright. Oh, cameras
Mineral
all over the
field
place.
depleted. Not enough.
We're going to go ahead and get more expansions ready. We're going to get one ready over here, too.
Coming through. There's something in the way. Who wants some?
There we go. Eventually, they're going to run out of money, but somehow we're going to have to break that spine crawler wall. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not.
Mineral field depleted.
Alright.
Additional supply depots required.
All those guys left. They're oversaturated here. We're going to take this base next.
Additional supply depots required.
Alright, we've got a mass blob of Marines right now.
This better be good.
This is as good as it's going to get for a
By
while.
the numbers, boys.
Look at this. Oh, yes! So many. Can't even make any more.
Huh? Go ahead.
Take all the bases. Take them all.
We could use some help here. Yep.
Alright. Stay on top of that production, even during the battles.
This better be good. We could use some help here. Armed and ready.
We're going to peel off some of that army. Just using the mini-map, you can, you know, get quite a bit of control
Not
going
enough
with your army.
minerals.
We're going to lift this guy now, get him down here so these SCVs aren't
We could use some help here.
so out of order.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Alright, again, we're practicing the staircase method. We're on step 1, trying to get 4 out of 5 passes.
This better be.
And we're being massively aggressive.
I'm on it.
Alright, we're going to put Marine Scouts all over the map so that we know what our opponent is doing all the time.
Armed and ready.
Okay. And
We could use some help here.
we've got another command center ready to drop.
We could use some help here.
So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Who wants some?
Not enough minerals.
Keep up
Not
that
enough
spending.
Minerals. Not enough minerals. Not
Okay,
enough
still no
minerals.
base over there. That's fine. We're going to go that way.
We could use some help here.
Not enough
Armed
minerals.
and ready.
Not enough minerals.
GG. GG, Mass Marines. Once again. Once again. Alright, so I feel like, okay, I feel like I need to talk about that for a second. Alright? Why is that working? Let's think about it. That's a good thing to ask. I mean, granted, yeah, we're down here in Silver League, so there's Silver League-isms happening, right? But let's just think about it for a second. It's not just that we're building Marines, and Marines are awesome. It's that we're building them very quickly, and we're sending them out very quickly. We're being very aggressive, right? So I was able to shut down that early third very fast, okay? And then I continued to apply pressure, and that pressure went on the natural. It forced static defenses at the natural, right? So then the third tries to get taken again, and I say, no, you're not taking a third. So after a while, my opponent says, you know what, you've been denying me my third. I need another base somewhere. He goes and gets a sneaky base off in the fourth location. I take that out. And he's like, man, I really need resources because all you're doing is building Marines. I just need some Banelings. I just need some tech. And I'm just going to wipe the floor with you. And I'm going, no, I'm going to keep denying you expansions as much as I can, just with sheer Marine aggression. This is not a strategy. This is not a build. We're actually just practicing our macro using the staircase method, but we're learning other things about the game while we do that. And doing things very simply, like just building Marines, clears away so many other distractions and lets you think about things more deeply, right? Well, why is it that just building Marines could even win any game of StarCraft ever? We just answered that question, all right? And it's a really cool way to think about it. I also, just using the mini-map, was able to see certain things about the battles. I knew that, you know, they're not attacking anything. I can reposition them. I was like, oh, clearly there's spine crawlers at the front of that base. I didn't have to look at the battle to know that. So then I was like, I'm going to stay away from that natural if there's any other target available, right? So even just using the mini-map more is training good, solid mechanics. Use your mini-map as much as possible. You know, lots of people who are way better than I am have driven home the fact that most of the game happens on the minimap. And granted, that's not like, you know, microing your units. You're going to get in there and actually do some micro on the main screen. But outside of that, there's not much happening on the main screen. So even though we're just building Marines, we're getting cool opportunities to learn cool stuff about the game and to get better at being macro beasts, right? And if you doubt your ability to be a micro beast, well, you know, there's plenty of fantastic StarCraft 2 players who rely heavily on their ability to macro. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that last replay. It was Ohana. Yep. I'm going to upload that to ggtracker.com. I used the staircase view on GG Tracker, and we're going to see if I got another pass. So far, I've got one pass. I need 4 out of 5 to go to step 2. So let's see here. And it's loading, so I'm going to switch to my browser view so you guys can check out GG Tracker. Here it is. We're using the staircase view. Okay, and we can see all of our battles, and if you hover over it, you get resources lost, right? As you can see, like, you know, most of these fights are going to be highly, like, they're going to be bad trades, right? Like, yeah, except for that one. That was a great trade. Yeah, another bad trade. Another bad trade. Another bad trade. Another bad trade. Right? Over and over again. I'm using really inefficient units, but I'm using so many of them that it doesn't matter. Right? That's a thing to keep in mind all the time. is that at a certain point, it doesn't matter if your units are worse than your opponents. It doesn't matter if your composition is bad if you just have more of them, right? More stuff. Okay, so we can see that my spending skill was again amazing, and I don't need to worry about my spending skill. Let's take a look at my saturation speeds, all of which were above my goal of platinum. Okay, so there is pass number 2. Yay! All right, 2 more in a row, and we can go on to step 2. And step 2 is awesome because step 2 you can start to micro your Marines. And that might be a good thing. That might be a bad thing, depending on our micro skills. But we're going to find out one way or the other. And we're also going to be able to practice keeping up your macro whilst microing, which for me is like, that's some meat. That's something I really want to practice a lot. But I got to get through step 1 before I can go to step 2. All right, so game number 3, let's go, we're doing it. Let's get another pass under our belt, because man, I really want to work on that. I really want to work on keeping my macro up while microing. And also just a good opportunity to practice Marine micro. That's always fun. Sometimes frustrating, but always fun. Alright, Chatsworth, Mr. Protoss, thank you for playing. We'll see how this goes on Shakuras Plateau. Alright, good luck, have fun. I'm not going to bother doing the wall off routine because you know what, if I get cheesed, I'll already be pretty well prepared for it, given the fact that all I'm doing is building barracks as quickly as humanly possible, basically. And I don't know where a good third is on this map yet. Don't care right now.
SCV ready.
I mean, I think that the third that I just set is the obvious one, but you know, I might be looking at it wrong.
What's going on?
We're just gonna do a wall there.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
It's a little bad time. That's okay. It's okay. We're just doing step 1 of the staircase method. We're 2 passes in. I need 4 passes out of 5 attempts to go to step 2.
SCV ready.
As soon as we can afford a barracks, we are going to build a barracks. Okay, but we're prioritizing our SCVs because economy wins the game.
SCV ready.
Alright. Now, technically I could have just let that float on 12 like most build orders, but I'm kind of curious as to... Yeah, look at that. There we go.
SCV ready.
That's a 13 barracks. So if you know anything about Terran build orders, you know that that's like right in between the early and the standard sort of timing.
SCV ready.
There's also a later timing, but anyway, I'm just sort of talking at this point. Just cuz. And look at this, we're going to be able to afford another barrack, so we're going to do it.
Not enough minerals.
We're going to keep our Marines close by in case we got a Stargate opening. I don't want to die to that just because I'm doing this.
SCV
Alright.
ready.
We're going to wait for that barracks to finish and grab our orbital command.
In the rear.
third
with
barracks.
the gear. Go ahead.
There it is.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, and we should be thinking about another supply depot here.
Go ahead.
A lot of times you get that on 17. It's close enough. We've got the money for it. Why not? Alright, so we're practicing step 1 of the staircase method. We're halfway to passing.
Upgrade. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Alright. There we go. We're dropping our mules on cooldown as much as possible. We're prioritizing SCVs over Marines, but we are building Marines, and when we have enough
SCV ready.
money, enough minerals for another barracks, we're going to build another barracks. There we go. That was a little bit premature. Again, with this method, you are permitted to queue up to 2 units in production, but
Not
no
enough
more.
minerals. Additional
2 is
supply.
wasteful enough, and I managed to get supply blocked in there. Didn't realize I was producing that quickly. So we're actually going to do a little corrective action. We also should be thinking about floating here in a moment so that we can get our second command center out. Right? We are basically, we're over the minimum saturation number. Right? We want 16. That's the most efficient. There's diminishing returns after 16 SCVs on a mineral line.
Not enough minerals.
Gateway coming through.
Alright.
Been waiting on you.
And now we're going to go think about some aggression. I don't know where he is on the map. I don't know if there's rules on this map, but about spawning locations. If you didn't catch what I was referring to. We can afford a barracks, so we're going to do it. We also need another supply depot, so we're going to do it. We're going to keep our SCV production going just so that we can transfer when we land our second. Again, saturation speed is important in passing to the next level.
Been waiting on you.
There's another barracks.
Not enough minerals.
There's another supply depot. We're doing step 1 of the staircase method. Still don't know where my friendly opponent is located, but there's only 2 places remaining, so that makes it easy.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough minerals.
Alright, don't build too many barracks. You want to be able to at least queue up 1 Marine in each barracks during a production cycle. Okay?
This better be good.
Not
If
enough
you get
minerals.
through an entire production cycle and then you have 150 minerals, then it is time for an additional barracks.
And ready.
Alright?
SCV ready.
And we are going to land our second. Keep our production going. Try not to overqueue.
Coming. SCV ready.
Uh,
You want a piece of me, boy?
feel like something wonky happened. Something wonky did happen.
This better be good.
I'm really confused right now.
Want some?
Should have been paying more attention. But
Better be good.
that's all good. We're going to grab some of here SCVs, not too many. Transfer them.
Well, butter.
Keep that production always happening. That's the point of this method of practicing, is to get your
Not enough
production
minerals.
skills going,
Yep.
your macro skills.
You gonna give me orders?
I need to look at the map. I don't know what's going on.
Help here. Been waiting on you. Want some? Orders
Alright, there. At least I know what's happening now. There's a big wall.
You gonna give me orders?
Alright, we need more barracks and we need more supply depots.
Yep. What's going on? Sure thing. Go, go, go.
We're going to reset our camera to our rally
Under
point.
attack. Our SCVs are under attack.
Armed and ready. You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready.
Make sure that your SCVs can get out of the way of...
Our
Those supply
SCVs are
depots.
under attack.
SCV ready.
Somehow it sounds like I'm sending SCVs out to their doom. That's really entertaining.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, here we go. Another barracks because we can afford it. Keep that marine production going.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Been waiting on you. Who wants some?
Alright, so there's some dirtling happening with using the mini-map. The Marines aren't actually going to a spot where they're attacking. That seems a little bit strange to me. And we're going to get our next
Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
command center. So we're going to float a little bit.
Go, go, go. Armed and
I'm actually going to look at where I'm clicking here. Alright. Command center time.
huh? This better
Drop the mules on cooldown and try not to miss them like I did that one apparently. Because it is critical
Not
to
enough
the economy.
SCV ready. We could use some help here. You got it.
Alright, so we're doing step 1 of the staircase method. What we're trying to do is practice our macro play.
SCV ready.
And once you pass all the metrics for step 1, you can move on to step 2. And step 2 is a bit more complicated. It adds additional elements to the equation
Ready.
so that you are, continually challenged to keep up with all of your macro. Right? The more stuff you build at once, the more APM is necessary to keep your supply depots in order,
You want a piece of me, boy?
to keep everything just pumping out the units despite whatever happens to be going on. Alright, I'm going to bank up some drops so that we can get a good saturation on that third.
Go, go, go.
Alright, and we need supply depots.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough
I can't
minerals.
build here. We could
Alright,
use some
boom.
help here.
Drops.
Not enough energy.
We could use some help here. SCV ready. Who wants
A little bit
some?
oversaturated, so we're going to transfer. We're going to check on that base, which is a little undersaturated because of workers out building things.
Not enough minerals.
We could use
Alright,
some
we're
help
going to go on a little exploration here and see if our friendly opponent
here. Better be good.
has or has not tried to go for a third yet.
Not enough minerals.
Been waiting by the- Go, go, go.
Not there.
SCV
Not
ready.
there. Okay. We're going to be dropping our mules on cooldown. Always be
Not enough
producing
minerals.
units. Always be producing units.
SCV ready.
Alright,
Gangway. Coming. SCV ready.
cool. You might have a sneaky third, so we're going to start using the map. We're going to use some Marines to control the map a little bit, get some vision. Alright,
Go, go. Aye, aye, sir.
all over the map. Because if we end up containing him
You gonna give
with
me
our
orders?
silliness,
Gangway.
right, we want to be able to make sure that he's not sneakily taking more bases.
You want a piece of me, boy? We could use some
Which?
help here.
Something, oh my. Okay,
By the number. This better be good.
saw that coming.
Damn ready.
And no, I don't need to pull the whole army, but step 1, there be no micro.
Depleted.
Keep up that spending.
Damn ready. You're on the ball. Bad news. Go, go.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Of course. Been waiting on you.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Alright, we seem to have lost our natural.
Additional supply depots
Oh my
required.
goodness, issues
Not
abound.
enough minerals.
This better
Additional supply depots required.
Alright, I'm reluctant
by the
to
number.
do this,
Use some help here.
but we've got to go make things happen. So, we're going to go make things happen.
Gangway.
Again, I want to go check for a third first, because that seems to be a bit of a more opportune target. Again, this isn't about strategy. This is about practicing the macro
Additional
play.
supply depots required.
We could use some help here.
Alright, practicing the macro play. It looks like he's trying to snipe my Marines
Additional not enough
all over the
minerals.
map to deny me visibility.
We could use some help here.
Alright.
Armed and go, go, go.
Mineral field depleted.
Gotta be staying on top of things. Doesn't matter what's going on. You gotta be dropping the mules on cooldown.
Some help here.
Clearly, I got a little behind on that program.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, we're trying to get things restabilized. I'm gonna need some more supply depots.
I'm going. We could use some help here.
Not enough
Now,
minerals.
you might be asking yourself, Who is this beautiful wife that I'm married to?
Not enough minerals.
I hope somebody got that.
Mineral
That
field
That would be great.
depleted.
Bad news?
No! No, no!
Our SCVs are under attack.
You jerk! You jerk!
Armed and ready.
Messing with my Marines.
Mineral field depleted.
By the number.
Alright, you guys, go back to work. Okay. Okay.
We could use some help here.
What are we gonna do?
This better be good.
What are we gonna do?
Gangway.
Hmm.
Coming through.
We're gonna build an engineering bay?
Upgrade complete.
SCV
That'll help
ready.
us.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Oh no, all's my productions is belong to him now.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Base is under attack. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I need minerals so bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Our SCV base is under attack.
Okay, GG. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So again, win or lose, not the important part of this exercise. This exercise is about spending skill and base saturation speed. The only way that we can really know that stuff for sure is if we go ahead into GG Tracker and check our metrics. All right. Well played, Chatsworth. All right. So, we are going to upload the replay. There it is. I kind of feel like we would have had a different result if I didn't have all that dirtling happening on attacking that ramp. Which clearly in step 2, when you can actually micro your army, you're not going to have that happening. But again, winning, losing, unimportant. The important part here is that we're spending our money and we're saturating our bases quickly. And GG Tracker is about to tell us how well we did that. It looks like this is one of the longer loading sessions, but you know, hang with me. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Mass Void Ray clearly counters Mass Marine, in case anybody was wondering. That seemed like a lot of Void Rays for 2 bases. It's curious. Maybe it's not. Maybe I've just never seen that employed that way before. Still loading. Okay, preparing replay summary. Yeah. Okay. When it says that, what it really means is that your thing's not done loading yet. So you're going to have to wait. Well, while that's happening, let's talk about why the staircase method for a second. All right? Because right now it seems pretty ridiculous. All we're doing is building Marines and throwing them off to their doom. Why is that a good thing to do? Well, on the surface, it's not a good thing to do, right? But we're taking something incredibly complex, the game of StarCraft, and we're making it into manageable pieces that we can digest, that we can practice, and that in the end is going to improve our entire game. Okay? So the staircase method says, let's make things as simple as possible first, and then we're going to add some complexity. We're going to add in micro to your army. We're going to add in more units that require gas. That's more stuff to manage at the same time, right? The idea is that if you can't pass these metrics with just Marines and minerals, there's no way that you're going to be able to do it with all the different kinds of decisions that you could be making in a game of StarCraft, trying to actually use a strategy, right? And that's incredibly logical. That makes a lot of sense. So if you can't hit your targets with just Marines and just minerals, then you're not going to be hitting them when you've got gas, when you've got tech, and when you've got upgrades and strategy itself to manage, right? All of that stuff takes cycles away from keeping your macro up, all right? I don't know why this upload's taking so long, but essentially that's why I like the staircase method so much. It may not work for you, but I would encourage you to give it a try, right? Like, let's say that you are, you know, a platinum level player right now, or maybe diamond even. If you want to be higher in the ladder, check out the method, see what go on ggtracker.com and see what people in the Masters League are doing in terms of their spending skill and their base saturation speeds, right? If your saturation speeds are slower than the Masters League players, it's going to be really hard for you to compete with them. Okay? If your spending skill is lower than the Master League players, it's going to be really hard for you to compete with them. And the reason being is that they're going to be able to make more stuff more quickly. And unless your strategy is so far superior to theirs that it can make up for all that, then you're going to have a very difficult time. So for me, my target right now is platinum. That's a target that I think I can meet by the beginning of January, you know, and particularly by the end of this ladder season. So those are my targets for my macro, right? If I can't compete with other, you know, if I can't compete with the average of the Platinum League in terms of just macro, there's very little else that is going to happen to cause me to win. I could have really great micro, I could have really fantastic strategies, but if I don't have the stuff to go make that happen, I'm going to lose more often than I probably should. Okay. Let's see. Okay, replay is done. So I'm going to go ahead and load it up and bring up my browser for you guys. There it is. Again, spending skill, not a problem. Okay, this is a recurring theme with me. My spending skill is fantastic. But once again, slow on my third base saturation. Alright? So that issue reared its head again, and I think I know exactly why. Alright. So I'm going to talk about that for a second. Alright? Now, you might be thinking, well, that's Gold League, and that's better than where you are now. You should be happy with that. And yeah, you know, I am happy with it, but it's not where I'm trying to be, so I can't go to step 2. Not yet. That's rough. But I know what happened. I built the command center at the 3rd. Normally I build it at my natural or in my main, and then I turn it into an orbital command before I float it out and land it, right? If you do that, if you do it that way, what's going to happen is you're going to land, and you're going to have at least one mule to drop. You're going to have SCVs on their way over that you're transferring off of your other mineral lines because they're a little over 16, you know, workers per patch or whatever. And instantaneously, your 3rd is going to be fully saturated. Okay. You might even have 2 or 3 mules available at that point. And for sure, you're going to be instantly saturated. Quite literally, the target I am looking for on 3rd base saturation speed is 0. I'm looking for instantaneous saturation. And most of the time, I get pretty close to doing that because of that method that I'm talking about. I build the command center in a safe location. I upgrade it to an orbital command in a safe location, and then all the mules, all the SCVs transferring at once, not all of my SCVs, but just the amount that I need to pull away, makes that happen instantaneous. Okay, and that's what's happening in terms of the metrics I'm looking to meet within the staircase method too. right? That is the goal, is basically 0 seconds, okay? So, had I not done that in that game, which I don't really know why I was motivated to just build it right where it was. It was kind of like, well, my natural felt crowded. I just didn't want to do it. My main was already crowded with lots of barracks, so I didn't want to do it there. But I should just leave room because it makes that a little quicker. So I'm marking that as a fail, which means that I can still do 2 more to pass because it's 4 out of 5, right? You got to get 4 out of 5 passes to go on to step 2. So we've already run, we're almost 20 minutes over today. And I think that what we're going to do is we're just going to call it here. I can't promise anything, but I might have some time a little bit later to stream, and I'll go for getting 4 in a row because the next episode of Staircase Buddies, I'd like to be at step 2, largely because I want to practice doing combat micro and keeping my macro going at the same time. And there's also, like, just in general, I want to practice my marine micro. So best way to do that, make lots of marines, try to keep them alive, try to get work done with them. So for now, I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And again, always feel free to ask questions and see what's going on, because if you just jump in, it may not be immediately obvious what we're up to or why we're doing what we're doing. But that's all for tonight. Thank you so much.